And welcome back to Habs Unfiltered. I'm your host, Blaine Pudvey, joined again by my co-host, Treg Wilson. And we are now joined by the Hockey Writers Tampa Bay Lightning correspondent, Andrew Mulville. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
So much for having me on.
Yeah, no, we're happy to have you. We need an outlet for our anger and hatred towards Tampa Bay. So this works out well.
Boo, Andrew in Tampa.
I'll be the punching bag today. I got it.
So why don't you give us a little bit of a background of what you saw in game one, what you kind of expected to see in that last game from someone who's been watching Tampa Bay every single game this year?
I expected them to come out pretty much like they did. They're known for losing the home opener. For some reason, they had never won the first game of the Stanley Cup final up until this point. So I knew they would have some motivation to actually get it done this time. They were a lot more physical than I expected. I haven't seen a ton of the Canadiens games. So I was kind of feeling out just like the teams were. But yeah, I didn't see too much I didn't expect. They got the pucks in deep, were great on the forecheck, and were able to possess the puck in the Canadian zone.
Do you feel that maybe Montreal gave them too much, as in Montreal was the author of their own demise in a way, where Tampa just took advantage of everything?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of let the Lightning have their way. It kind of reminded me of when the Lightning beat up on the Islanders 8-0. It was kind of the same feel. The Islanders kind of let the Lightning walk all over them, let the Lightning do what they want, and you're going to pay the consequences.
Now, speaking of paying consequences, Shea Weber got fined $5,000 for a slash to the back of Kucherov's legs.
Is he okay, by the way? He looked like he broke both his legs when he went down, so I'm just wondering if he's
He is playing in game 2, I can confirm.
Okay. We were concerned. We thought maybe he was dead.
That's fair. Yeah. It's tough. I'm not sure the fine was really warranted there. If I'm being honest with you guys, I would have liked to see a call in the game. It's been sad. Kind of a lot of this playoffs has been a lot about the officials not making calls or missing calls, and I saw it both ways in this game. Missed slashes, missed cross checks from the Lightning, some cross checks from the Lightning that should have been called. So it definitely goes both ways. Yeah, I'm not sure that fine was really necessary.
Did you feel that maybe the refs didn't call that because they felt a little bit embarrassed about the call that Kucherov sold earlier on Sherratt?
I have no idea what goes through their brain. Honestly, it's been a common theme this playoffs. They miss stuff that's right in front of them. So I honestly couldn't speak to what they were thinking.
With Killorn out for tonight's game, what adjustments do you see Tampa Bay making in their top six?
I don't think they'll make too many adjustments, honestly. I think they might plug Matthew Joseph in to where Killorn was playing and just keep the rest of the lines the same. And then Joseph will be the guy to get in and fight for pucks and kind of get the cycle going. Sort of kind of how like Killorn plays physical.
Now, how much actual game time has Joseph had throughout these playoffs? Because Tampa's been on a roll and they've been pretty healthy for the most part.
Yeah, and that's been a big story for the Lightning. They didn't have Stamkos except for almost 3 minutes of the last Stanley Cup playoffs. But Joseph has played in 2 games, I believe, against the Panthers when Barclay Goodrow was out. So he doesn't come into it with a lot of playoff experience, and really they don't have a ton of depth outside of their starting lineup as far as playoff experience goes. But he played a lot during the regular season and played really well. So I'm sure he's going to step right in and get back into the chemistry of things.
Oh, go ahead, Blaine.
Okay. So there was a big deal made out of the big rig, Pat Maroon coming out and John with Josh Anderson. how much of a subplot is that really for Tampa?
I don't think it's a huge subplot. Maroon, he's one of those instigator guys. He's gonna get his boys going and try to get in the head of his opponents. He did it in every series up until this point, so I'm not surprised to see him doing it again.
What do you expect to see out of Tampa tonight, knowing that Montreal is probably going to be pushing pretty hard to get the win?
Yeah, I've been warning Lightning fans as much as I can to not get too excited about the first game. It's game one. It doesn't mean a whole lot. Both teams have lost a game one and they're in the final. So I definitely expect the Canadians to come with a new game plan, play better hockey. As far as the Lightning, they really shouldn't change all that much. I just think it'll be a closer game.
Do you expect them to win tonight?
I do, but I'm biased. So it would be great to finish up at home 2-0 and head up to Montreal with a 2-0 lead. So I expect them to come out and play much like they did in the first game.
How did you really feel about Vasilevsky not winning the Vezina?
I was pretty upset, honestly. I was watching the awards program when I saw Fleury come up. I had to take a deep breath. I was not happy with it. It feels almost like Fleury kind of got like a lifetime achievement award. And honestly, he's legendary. I have nothing against the guy. I just think Vasi had him beat this season. But kudos to Fleury for getting it done, and it's well deserved over his career.
Yeah, but they finished tied for first overall. I mean, what did Tampa do this year?
I mean, finishing third without their star player is not too shabby. And I don't know, to speak to Vasi's importance to the team, a lot of the games they lost were when he wasn't in net, and he finds ways to win games for the team. I felt like even in game one, the Canadians could have easily been right there in the game on plays like the Shea Weber's breakaway that he stopped, and just plays like that he makes over and over again and gives the offense a chance to find the back of the net, and then they build their lead from there.
Now, speaking of Vasilevsky, Montreal seemed to be shooting high a lot on him in game one. Scattering reports do show that most of the goals that go in on Vasilevsky are pretty much glove high. This is what I just got from I don't watch a lot of Tampa games, but this is what I got from the game the other night. If there is a weakness to him, is that where it's at, up high and over the glove side, or?
I think so, yeah. And I think it kind of got exposed against the Islanders too. I think it was game 6 when they, I want to say it was Mayfield who scored right over his glove side, kind of squeaked it in the corner there. And we've seen a couple of goals on Vasi like that this postseason. So, yeah, I'd agree with that.
What about his rebound control? I noticed he was fighting the puck a little bit in game one. Is that a standard part of his game, or was that just a bad showing?
I think he was off a little bit. Obviously not in the saving category, but as far as giving up some juicy rebounds, yeah. Typically he doesn't give up too much.
What about Hedman? He was clearly hurt through most of the season. How do we know exactly what it is? I'm gonna just wait here while you answer so I can text someone in Montreal.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. I've searched high and low for some answers. John Cooper's notorious for keeping everything undisclosed. It's kind of a hockey thing anyways, but yeah, there's not really a good answer here. I wish I knew what was going on with him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him have some sort of surgery in the off season.
I think I noticed with your defensive minutes is Ruda usually plays on the top line with Hedman, yet he plays half the minutes that Hedman does. Do they just rotate Ruda through in these playoffs? Is he like that guy they just rotate through the lineup? Like he's sort of put in for the top line, but he doesn't actually play a whole lot there? Or?
Yeah, it's sort of interesting because I'd say the top defensemen for the Lightning are obviously Hedman, McDonough, and then he's paired with Cernak, and then Sergachev on the third defensive pairings, really a top four in my opinion. So they do kind of cycle through, and I think part of that also is that Hedman gets a lot of power play time, like a lot of power play time, so that adds to his minutes pretty quick.
Okay. I just noticed when I saw the graphic that Hedman was like averaging like 20 some odd minutes and Ruda only averaging like 14 to 15 minutes. I'm like, it seems a bit off for two top pairing defensemen.
Yeah, I think really the power play adds into that a lot because Hedman quarterbacks the power play pretty much almost the entire time usually.
Okay.
Did it feel odd for Tampa Bay to have more power plays than the other team for a change? Because Tampa's the most penalized team in the league, so they must not be used to that.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Even only 2 and 3, I think, power plays for the Canadians and then for the Lightning. Obviously, I would have liked to see more calls. They kind of let it get out of hand, in my opinion, and obviously there was a lot of physicality going on. But yeah, I was surprised.
Is there a lot of love for Brendan Gallagher in Tampa right now?
No, he's not a fan favorite. I think I tweeted out during the game. He's not making any friends out there. But you got to respect his game. That's the kind of player he is, and he did a good job of getting physical with a bunch of the Lightning players.
Is Hedman okay after that altercation? I mean, he did need 2 people to come in and defend him.
Everyone but Killorn survived this, the game 1. So for what it's worth.
And all he had to do was just block a massive slap shot.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, going back to that Killorn play, Hedman had lost his stick behind the net, and then Killorn passed off his stick to Hedman and then went down and blocked the shot, which just great effort on his part. And of course, now the knock has him out for this game, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
Well, Montreal's notorious for knocking out top players or other people's teams in this playoffs.
It's pure luck. No, it's planned. No, it's a fix by the NHL. It's hard to keep up. I don't know.
All the conspiracies.
Yeah.
I ran out of tinfoil. I can't keep up. Just one more thing before we let you go, because we know you're busy with other things today. But if there was one weakness for the Canadians to really aim at trying to exploit, what could it be with Tampa Bay?
I'd say what the Islanders did well, just from recent memory, is just being patient, because eventually the Lightning are going to make a mistake. You know, they're not perfect. And once they make a mistake, the Islanders did a great job of capitalizing. So they were really patient on defense, kind of felt the game out. And then once the Lightning started making mistakes, they capitalized, and that's how they really won the 3 games they won. So I'd say the Canadians have to follow suit there.
Okay. And before we let you go, why don't you just let our listeners know where they can find you and, so they know where to send all the hate mail.
Yeah. So, of course, you can find us on the Hockey Writers under the Tampa Bay Lightning, or just search my name, Andrew Mulville. And then on Twitter, I'm Andrew_Mulville. And that's about it.
Oh, I really appreciate you coming on the show. You provide a lot of great content for Tampa Bay. If anyone wants to get caught up on some of the stuff, go through his timeline. You'll find all kinds of great content. Andrew, again, thank you for coming on. Treg, did you have any last thoughts?
No, it's good. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me. I love your podcast. Big fan. So.
Wow. Thanks.
I'm just being honest. I love all things hockey. Of course, I'm partial to the Lightning, but you guys do great work. So I was excited to get the opportunity to join you guys today.
Well, thank you very much.
After saying that, you're more than welcome to come back again anytime. And hopefully with Tampa Bay breaking tradition and winning the first game, the series shifts back into Montreal's favor.
We'll see how it goes. One game at a time.
But no, it's great having you here, and I'm just happy we're enjoying Stanley Cup hockey at this time of year.